Hi there, friends. It's Dr. Carol. Have you ever tried to tell your spouse something and you just got a blank wall or defensiveness, they got angry, and it just ended up in a big mess? I want to share with you a key to communicating with your spouse effectively, a key to healthy communication in marriage. And to illustrate that, I want to tell you a story. When God brought my loving husband, Al, into my life, I was 48 years old. Now, I had grown up a lot. My husband and I were both mature, but we still had a lot to learn about relationship and communication and love in marriage. One of the things that was a challenge for us was the bedroom environment. Now, I had always slept with my bedroom dark and quiet. There was no devices, no TV. My husband, on the other hand, had slept with the TV on all night for years. When we got married, he wanted the TV on, and of course I didn't. We didn't fight about that, but it was an ongoing source of tension. I struggled to go to sleep with the TV on. Sometimes I'd just wait until he fell asleep and then I'd turn it off. Or if he'd get up in the middle of the night and tried to go back to sleep, he'd turn it back on. And this was an ongoing source of tension. Even though as mature adults we didn't fight, it was a problem. One morning, we got to the bottom of things in the kitchen. Now, my husband had COPD, and as his health gradually began to go down year after year, he had become increasingly afraid of dying in his sleep. Having the television on at night helped him feel like he was still in this world. He could rouse himself from sleep just enough to be aware of the TV. Yes, I'm still in this world, I'm still here, and he could relax and go back to sleep. I realized that the sound was much more of a problem for me than the light. I could position myself where I couldn't see the light from the TV directly, and if the sound was down, I could go to sleep and get rest. Understanding where each of us was coming from made all the difference in the world. We shed some tears together that morning, and understanding that helped us both get on the same side. Rather than fighting each other about the TV in the bedroom, we were on the same side working for a solution. And from that morning until the end of our marriage, there was no more tension about the bedroom environment. All that tension just disappeared. And we slept with the TV on and on mute. It solved our problem. It solved our problem because we understood. And here's the key. Seek to understand before seeking to be understood. If you can make that the goal in your communication with your husband or wife, you can overcome just about any challenge. Now, seeking first to understand isn't original with me. That actually was said that way by Stephen Covey, the author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. But I don't know any place it makes more sense and is more important than communicating with your husband or wife, communicating with your spouse. When you seek to understand, it takes a lot of the conflict away. Coming with that mindset to any kind of communication with your spouse can diffuse the tension and help you get from fighting each other to working toward a solution. Anytime two people are going against each other, there is going to be more conflict. Somebody's going to stonewall, somebody's going to get defensive, somebody's going to get angry or hurt or more upset. If you can understand the other person, maybe even not perfectly, but work to understand, you can get where you are on the same side working toward a solution. If people are fighting each other, they're only creating friction. If you are both on the same side of a problem, working toward a solution, you can move things forward. You can find a solution if you're on the same side. And that's what happens when you seek to understand. So try this. The next time you have something to communicate with your spouse, pause first and imagine what you already understand about your spouse, what their previous experience may have been to the degree that you know it, or what's important to them. And then bring the issue or topic to your spouse in a way that invites you to understand each other better. You might say, honey, I noticed the credit card showed some charges that we hadn't planned on. That really makes me scared that we're getting in debt beyond what we had planned and where we can't handle it. Why was that important to you? Can you talk to me about why that spending you chose to do that? Let me understand. If you come blaming your spouse, you're going to put up a roadblock. Asking questions and seeking to understand is the only chance you have to get a communication of understanding. If it's about intimacy, honey, I'm lonely. Can you help me understand what's making you, pull away and not interested in sex? Whatever it is, seek to understand, and you can move your communication forward. Now, this whole marriage thing and this whole communication in marriage thing is big. I want to invite you to join us in the Fully Alive group this month. Starting October 1st, the focus for the Fully Alive group this month is about marriage and overcoming marriage challenges. In our first live event this month, October 1st, if you're watching this when it first comes out, we are talking about communication in marriage. Also this month, we're going to be talking about a toxic marriage. How do you know if that's the case and what do you do about it? Talking about sex in marriage, talking about blended families. We're going to be sharing practical tools, and we'll have some experts joining us to help you overcome these challenges in marriage and build the kind of relationship that you want and that God wants for you. Fully Alive group is an encouraging online community. There's opportunity for coaching confidentially, connections with other group members if you choose, really practical and expert help to help you move forward in some of these really big and challenging areas. I know that many of you are facing communication challenges with your spouse. Maybe you're fighting about money or sex or your in-laws or parenting. You can learn communication skills that can heal so many of those wounds and help you move toward a solution. Wouldn't that be great? If you could actually communicate to get to a solution. Well, there are many more tools of healthy communication in marriage that we are unpacking October 1st in our first session this month on overcoming marriage challenges. Go to fullyalivegroup.com. I would love you to become a member. Send me a question. I'll answer it confidentially if you have one. And I would love to see you in the Fully Alive group. And God bless you.